Hey guys, what is up? Phoenix here. I'm back again in EFT. Not quite actually, but I'm on the subreddit and I'm looking at the 2018 Escape from Tarkov development plans. So this is essentially as close as we're going to be getting to a roadmap or annual report from Battlestate. So we've actually been expecting the 2017 report, as they touch on there. However, it takes too much time, essentially, is basically the excuse they've given us. So what I'll be doing is I'll be covering all of the major features that are coming in the next 12 months and all the things that are kind of excited to be looking forward to. And then I'll kind of touch on a few things as well. So starting off with, I will link this in the description below for anyone who wants to have a complete read of everything, because I'm not going to cover everything. But overall, first off, they want to be fixing all possible errors that break the game. Drops in performance, game crashes, all of that fun stuff, which is good because it's been crashing and dropping frames like crazy recently. They also want to fix the netcode, which is another major issue and something that really needs to be addressed, and we've been waiting to be addressed for ages, so it is good that they're going to be looking at that relatively highly on their priority list as well. Same with optimizing game performance, high CPU load and high GPU load, which isn't, as mentioned, as much as the CPU load, but it's putting the GPU under a fair ton of pressure as well. So that's kind of all the technical side of things. They will be beefing up performance and making it run a little better, both on the client side and network end, which is something that I do look forward to quite substantially. But feature-wise, and that's obviously why everyone's here, looking at it, we now have time-consuming magazine loading. So this will be really cool. This has been an idea for a while, and it's been something they have wanted to implement, where basically rather than just dragging and dropping rounds onto a magazine in your inventory, you do actually have to sit there and manually reload it. Kind of similar to the animation that was displayed by Bohemia Interactive at, I think it was PAX last year for DayZ, where you have to manually load in each round into your magazine before you can then chuck it in your rifle rather. So this kind of encourages people to make sure they've got enough mags in their vest, and to also ensure that, you know, if they do need to reload, that it's going to take them some time and it will slow down gameplay a little bit. Now I do want to touch on something here. Vests in game at current are ridiculously small for this feature, even more so, but overall they are actually ridiculously tiny. For example, standard issue webbing, at least mine, holds about 8 to 10 mags. You can even change that, and, you know, depending on what pouches you've got on, can hold more, but standard issue webbing and vests and all of that tend to have more than 4 mags, right? Even if you look at the actual model, it's holding way more than 4 mags, but 10 mags is kind of what you're looking at in terms of standard issue, and the fact that the AVS rig only has 4, even though it shows that it can hold way more than that if you look at the actual model of it, is a little bit depressing. It's a little bit disappointing. That's kind of been left in. So hopefully that'll get changed around when they implement this, you know, magazine reloading feature. You know, dump pouches become a thing, and being able to, you know, store multiple mags, because 4 is way too small. Realistically, no one's equipping a vest that only holds 4 magazines. It's just ridiculous. But another cool feature, they do say, however, if you read through it, that they're not actually implementing the animation just yet. They'll be closely connected to another feature, but they're not implementing the animation for it just yet. They'll be doing that later on. See, special animations for loading and unloading ammo. So they're just going to make it take time to start off with, which, again, on the fence about. Realistically, if you're going to implement the feature, do it properly. Don't like half-ass it and then fix it later. Another thing they are implementing, though, is requiring you to take your mag out and, you know, guesstimate how many rounds you have left, which is a feature in the game at the moment, but kind of useless because you just hit tab, you open up your inventory. I've got 16 rounds left, whereas this feature requires you to, you know, take it out and have a guess, I guess. And they're going to remove the number in your inventory, which will be pretty cool. So loading and unloading will be affected by your health, skills, weapon mastering, all of that, but outside of the raid it will be loaded immediately, which is cool. Something that I'm looking very much forward to. Medical supplies will now be getting animations, which again is something we've been looking forward to for quite some time. It should slow down the pace of combat and stop people from immediately spamming whatever meds they've hotkeyed, so that's really cool. Now, something that nobody wants, nobody likes, and if you do, I'm curious as to why, but you're an idiot. Off-raid treatment and parameters recovery. So basically this system means that if you get fucked up in a raid or you die, you've got to wait to play again. Yep. Like a fucking mobile game. But yeah, so basically full recovery of health and other parameters after exiting the raid won't be a thing. The health will have to be improved after the raid, either by waiting a certain time or regenerating using medical kits, food and water. Kind of intrigued to see how well they do that, and it'll be connected to the hideout. But overall, and there are numerous comments basically calling this feature out as just dumb. Nobody wants to wait 20 minutes to be able to play again. Smoke grenades, awesome feature. Really looking forward to that and how they changed the gameplay and all of that. Under-barrel grenade launchers, pretty self-explanatory. And going down, troubleshooting your guns, so dealing with jamming, misalignment, misfires, ammo quality, and all of that fun stuff. So at the moment, the gun does actually occasionally jam, very rarely if it's massively damaged, but it's always good. So it's nice that they're going to be focusing on this a little bit more, and it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. Improvement of medical supplies, stimulants, addiction, overdose, and side effects from medicines. I mean, it's a really cool feature. It seems excessive. You may have a different opinion, but basically, yeah, stimulants will be sold by therapists, improve skills for a limited time, although they will have side effects. I mean, it's a cool feature, but realistically, you know, there's a point where you have to toss up what's worth more, super realism or fucking enjoyment. I'm not going to enjoy my character getting addicted to fucking painkillers. It's just, you know, nobody wants to do that. It's, yeah. Anyway, ongoing introduction of new skills, so that's something that'll be cool. More skills, more faction-specific skills to either the Bear or USEC faction, which will be really cool to see how they kind of branch off. Scav leaders, so there'll be new PvE enemies, Scav bosses with unique appearance, gear, behavior, and their own little entourage of hardened thugs. So that'll be really cool to see. Maybe they'll actually have some decent loot, which is something that Scavs don't tend to have all that often. Personal quests relating more so to the story of Tarkov, so that'll be cool to see if they can actually manage to pull some story out of the just hardcore deathmatch that's going on at the moment. It'll be cool to see where they go with that. Flea Market is another good feature that everyone's been looking forward to for quite some time. So it's essentially a player market. So kind of, it's been in the game, quote unquote, in terms of there's been a tab for it. It just doesn't work for quite some time. But yeah, so essentially it'll be a player market where you can sell things to other players that, you know, maybe the traders don't sell or might be hard to get through the traders. This will create an issue with people just camping the traders and like upselling everything a massive amount, but it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. VoIP will be coming at some point. Yay. Yay. I've been waiting for that for yonks. Anyway, changing the character appearance, so customization to your character. There are 5 different upper and lower body customizations at the moment for each faction, which is cool. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully there'll be new faces at some point. We're not all running around as clones of the exact same dude. Who knows? There'll be new exits with no permanent exits, and you know, you need to use flares to enable the extraction, attracting other people, or you'll be able to pre-purchase special exits similar to the car extract on woods. The hideout is coming. Thank God. It's been a while. We've been looking forward to it for ages, but it will be here. So basically, this will be your base, and this will replace kind of your character and stash screen. It will all be stored through here. This is where your main hideout, I guess, obviously, but it's your main base of operations where you'll stage all your raids from. So it'll be cool to see how well that goes. And the arena mode is coming in, so it's competitive and exciting. Extensive coverage will be out later, but it's essentially, from what we've heard, a 1v1 deathmatch that will be really cool to see. Now, that's everything that's been in here. They will be doing more maps and all of that fun stuff. There will be new equipment going to include, you know, 10 helmets, body armor, vests, headgear, glasses, all of that stuff, along with new weapons and all of that. That's pretty self-explanatory. We've been, you know, looking forward to that for quite some time. So, there are a few things that I do want to touch on before I end off here. Looking at it, open world's nowhere in here at all. Which, depending on your stance, you may be a massive fan of the open world, you may not be. Personally, that was kind of one of the major selling points of the game when I bought it, was the fact that it was going to be open world, and something that I really looked forward to. There's been no mention of it in here whatsoever, which is slightly worrying, especially when coupled with the fact that if you go through down here, and of course new locations after intersection, they're going to be focusing on streets of Tarkov, and they'll also be building another indoor CQB map. But they are expecting to finish all the locations necessary to release. That wording has me slightly worried, because that's 2 maps we've heard of. You know, Tarkov, or it's not Tarkov, Streets of Tarkov, intersection, plus 1 more. So we're looking at 3 more maps. But there's still a few left over in the actual map screen that they haven't really talked about. So part of me is worried that open world may not be a thing. And part of me is also worried that that may potentially result in those maps being DLC, which is going to backfire on them substantially. Regardless, we'll have to see how that goes. That's just my opinion, and that's just my concerns. Overall, the rest of it looks pretty cool, and I am definitely looking forward to some of the features, especially the hideout, the medical supply animation, the reloading and unloading from magazines taking time. Smoke grenades will be really cool, and the flea market and VoIP are obviously going to be really cool player, I guess, driven sections. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, queries, stuff, or points, chuck them in the comments below and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Also, let me know your opinions on some of these new, well, not new, but some of these planned features that will be coming throughout the year, and what you think, and in terms of, you know, what your opinion of things like the off-road treatment and all of that fun stuff. So it'll be really cool to see what you guys think, so chuck them in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow.